Come back out from behind the sofa. We are here with Sylvester McCoy. Can you believe it? Hello,
well,
Sylvester.
actually, if you look at that picture you just looked at, that's my son. I'm his father. He couldn't make it.
What a thrill to meet you. An absolute thrill. I know we met in Germany and you were kind enough to sign some of my paintings, which was very nice of you.
Oh, yes.
Remember the Tolkien paintings that we did?
Yeah,
so I get to travel around a lot of these shows and meet some great guys like yourself. Obviously, I don't really know where to start because you're legend. You are a legend. It's an absolute privilege to meet you. This is the first time that this con's been held in Newcastle. What do you think of the numbers?
Amazing. Yeah, it's wonderful. And so many people have turned up. Mm-hmm. And it's joyful everywhere. People seem happy to have us here. It's great. Yeah.
So you're obviously you're one of the very first Doctor Who's. How does it feel to continue with that? It seems to have had such longevity. It's kept going over all these years. Yeah,
50 years. And for me, it's 26 or 7 years, I think, when I did it, since Celeste did it. So it's extraordinary. And joyful as well. It's great. It's just, I'm having a ball. I'm going all over the world, meeting all sorts of different people. Of all Doctor Who fans and various other kind of fans as well. But it's extraordinary. In various countries around the world, there are people who physically look the same.
Yeah.
And I get confused thinking, I know you. And it's not. It's just there's a kind of a similar look that some, not all, just maybe a minority of fans kind of do look similar. It's interesting that.
What was your favourite episode from the Doctor Who series you did?
I did. Oh, God.
Do you have a favourite? Is there one particular scene that you really enjoyed doing?
Well, there was a great... I did Survival. The reason why it's a favourite is not so much because of the scene, it was so hot. We were filming in a heat wave in the deserts of Dorset, a big sand pit. And it was over 100 degrees, and the cat people were all covered in fur, and there was no shade, and one of them freaked out, and she took all her costume off and ran.
That must have been terrible for you.
Over the sand dunes. It was, because she'd forgotten she was only wearing a thong. I think that was one of my favourite bits.
Really?
I can tell you. It's very memorable anyway.
Excellent. Yes. What's your killer line? What's the best line you've delivered? Which one do you remember most?
Oh, God, I can't remember any of them. I just learned them and then gone. I mean, I did actually, there were killer lines, especially when I was working in Remembrance of the Daleks, because I actually talked a Dalek to death. I just kind of rabbited on at it, and it just kind of exploded.
Did you have a lot of experience?
This will happen to you if we carry on,
It works.
I'll just talk to you and you'll suddenly go...
Well, Darth Vader's going to get me later, I've heard. So,
really?
I hope not. So, you moved on to the Hobbit movie.
Radagast the Brown, yes. Yeah, that's good.
So how did you get into that one?
Well, that's a long journey, really. It started with Lord of the Rings. I was up for Bilbo Baggins and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I nearly got it. It got down to 2 people.
Yeah.
And then Ian Holm got it. Just the toss of the dice, really. That's the way it went. But so they remembered me from that. And then when this came round, they asked me to play Radagast and said it was a bigger part than Bilbo in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So I was delighted to do it. It's great.
So what was that? Well, obviously you worked out with Peter Jackson when you were there?
Yeah, absolutely. He directed it.
And how did you find working with him?
Marvellous, lovely man. Really nice, down to earth, genius.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's got great vision. Who were the other favourite actors from that film that you liked?
Oh, God,
who do you remember most? Because there was so many.
Well, Ian McKellen, obviously, because I worked with him, I'd worked with him anyway before that. We did a tour of the world for the Royal Shakespeare Company. I played the fool to his King Lear.
Yeah.
And we went to New Zealand, and I met Peter Jackson and his family during that time, and that helped. That was the next step towards Radagast the Brown.
Yeah.
So it was great working with. Martin is lovely, and Benedict Cumberbatch, and lists. You've put me in an embarrassing situation because I'm so bad at remembering names.
Not as bad as me.
And what's my name? See, you can't remember it, forgotten it. Well, tell me, because I can't even remember mine. Anyway, lots of people.
Yes, enjoyed it. I noticed there was a lot of CGI. I noticed that they had a stunt double in for you when they're actually doing the rabbit sleigh scene.
No, I did quite a lot. I actually flew off that rabbit sleigh and banged my bottom of my head on a concrete floor.
Yeah.
But luckily I was saved by a New Zealand rugby player who dived and got my head just before it really smashed it onto the concrete floor.
Very lucky.
But there was a stunt double. The running down, away from, Dolgul Door, that was, my stunt double.
What's the best thing you've ever done? Your most memorable thing? I'm talking about through your whole career, because you've had quite an extensive career and you've done so much.
Being interviewed by you.
Obviously that's top. But what's the second one?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I enjoy all the work really. It's all acting. I enjoy acting.
Yeah.
And every role is another acting role, and that's what I really enjoy doing. The whole collective acting thing.
Yeah. So what we're going to see you on? What's your next projects?
Well, I've just finished doing a guest spot in a new comedy that might come out on BBC Three TV, although God knows where BBC Three TV is going to be by then. Anyway, I played, it's called Crims. It's like an update in Porridge, 21st century Porridge.
Yeah.
Much ruder and very, very funny. And I played a wooden-legged, eye-patched Latin teacher, which is, an interesting role.
That's stretching, yeah.
That was good fun, a good laugh.
Yeah.
And also, I just finished doing a short film called 17 something or others. I can't remember what the something or others were. You'll know out there, won't you? Someone will. I just finished doing that, and I'm now off to. This weekend I'm here. Next weekend I'm in Kansas City.
Oh, very nice.
And I'm looking forward to having a huge steak.
So what are you doing out there?
Convention, I think.
Another one?
Yeah.
So you're travelling around a lot. I know I've seen you in Germany a few times.
Yeah, no, I love travelling. I'm an inveterate traveller.
What are you more remembered for, do you think? Is it Doctor Who or The Lord of the Rings?
It varies, really. I've just come back from Malmo in Sweden.
Yeah.
And there, if you go by the photographs and things like that, the Hobbit was bigger. But here it's 50-50, really.
Well, it's almost reinvented you and give you another lease of life, really,
It has, yes. It's been great. I mean, I've continuously worked, but some of the stuff has not been so out there, universal. It's just in theatres and television and stuff like that. But these are two big, huge things.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky to have got the role in both, really.
You seem well respected. I mean, there's so many people who've been looking forward to seeing this day, and me one of them. And I know Nate, the cameraman, he's also been dying to meet this day. So thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it. It's been a complete joy.
Thank you very much.